I had to remind myself this morning that you're not gonna always want to do this shit. And I think that's an important thing, that if you can understand, you can actually do a lot. You know, I've been going to the gym for a while, so I've kind of got it built into my brain really well that even in tough times, you know, you still got to do things. Even when you're tired, you still got to do it. You know, that's how long I've been doing that for. That's just in the back of my mind. But still, it comes up every now and then where I'm like, you know what, man, I'm fucking so tired. Like, I don't want to do this. I got other shit I can do. My bed's comfortable, this and that. Make up all these fucking excuses. And it's on a morning like today when I wake up and I say, man, I don't want to do this shit. I don't want to like prop up my camera fucking everywhere I go and try to vlog and all this extra effort when I could just fucking do nothing. And, you know, I just told myself, I was like, you know, that's why you're doing this, because nothing's too easy. Anybody can do nothing. You don't have to be anyone in order to do nothing. You could just be anyone. In order to do anything cool in life, you know, when you want to raise the bar for yourself, that's when you find out who you truly are. And so it's on a morning like today when you absolutely have to lean into that shit, and you have to kind of scratch away at the surface of why you don't want to do something, you know. And it's crucial to understand that everything you do in life, you're not going to be so motivated. There's not going to always be fanfare and people cheering for you and fucking, you know, a finish line for everything you do. Sometimes shit just sucks and you just have to pull through with it, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine. I think there's like a lot of a feel-good mentality towards life, and how people think that there's a big feel-good mentality towards life, and I genuinely do believe that you should feel relatively good in life at most times if you can. But there's just going to be times where it is unavoidable, and you're going to have to be a bigger person and just push forward. And that's one of these mornings. So I'd heard recently that in order to counteract one negative thought, you need to have 5 more positive thoughts. So it sounds corny, but I'm working on 5 positive thoughts right now to just kind of get myself back into the positive loop. We're going to the gym right now, gonna hit a nice workout. Our buddy Leo's gonna be there. Longtime best friend from all the way back in high school. It's his birthday today too, so everyone wish Leo happy birthday. He was a really good dude. He's gonna become a computer science engineer, whatever the fuck he does. He tries to explain it to me. I really don't understand, but it's really cool. It's really badass. So we are going to go lift with the boy and then we're on our way. Let's do this. Let's go. All right, this is Chris Carton right here. It's his birthday, everyone, so wish him birthday. We're at the gym. You can't really see it because somebody parked this fucking truck right here, but we are about to go hit this schlift, and I'm wicked excited. Say something motivational.
You know, every time you wake up, you just gotta be better than yesterday. That's what I try to do every day, and it's been working out pretty good.
So I got that tri-tip upstairs. Let's go and freaking cook it on the grill. It's a little bit chilly outside, so I'll try to be quick. Ooh, I always forget the fucking lighter when I gotta go light my grill. I don't know why I turned that light off either. I'm over here trying to conserve energy. All right, I got my jacket equipped, got a lighter on me. Let's go and just freaking dump some coals into the grill. It takes like 15 to 20 minutes to get your coals to a good temperature. And plus two, I unfortunately use kerosene right now because I still haven't gotten a chimney to light my coals with. So you have to use like the kerosene like lighter fluid to get your grill started. And I mean, it burns off, but that being said, it takes like an extra 20 minutes to kind of let the coals really ash out and not contaminate whatever you're trying to eat. All right, so now while that's starting to heat up, let's run inside and we're gonna season up the steak really quick. Just throw a little bit of salt, pepper, and I think it was onion powder or garlic powder. I have to check, we'll see. All right, so we got the grill kicking currently. It's pretty hot, you know, you can feel it. The coals are all white on the inside, been heating up for 20 minutes. We got our tri-tip here. I'm gonna go for about a medium rare on this. And I don't know how to cook it because it's shaped like really weird, so I'm just gonna throw it, you know, I'm just gonna do opposite sides and then put it onto the, so this is the coal side. Say charcoal grill, you put coals over here and then you put nothing on this half of the grill. So this is called your void side, and then you put the smoke vents the furthest away from the coals so that way the smoke draws over it. So you sear over here, you lock in the flavor for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and then you put it over here on this side for about 6 minutes, and then it comes off a nice medium rare, still juicy on the inside, crispy all the way around. So let's get to it. Let's throw this thing on here. In terms of being a guide, this is about as good of a meal as you can possibly get. I mean, like, the tri-tip's weird because it's like tender, but it's got flavor in it and it's juicy too. But since it's like weirdly shaped, it was hard to cook, but I got it pretty medium rare. It's just kind of hard to see in this light, but like on the edges, of course, on the ends, it's gonna be more well done, but then like in this whole middle, this is nice and medium rare, sorry, excuse me. Medium rare, everyone. I'm a medium person myself, you know, I like it a little bit below medium, but and plus too, the way that I'm cutting it, just because of the way the steak's shaped, the grain goes this way, but this is against the grain. And so technically you want to cut it against the grain so you get more of the tenderness, more of the meltiness. I mean, you can see that's cooked right there, and then this is all very tender with that warm red on the inside. So yeah, it's pretty good, but it's just definitely, it's a bit chewy. I mean, maybe if I cut it this way, get some fat in there on that bite. Got the smoky flavor. I mean, this to me is a really good meal. A Gerolsteiner, you know, sparkling natural mineral water sourced from a specific geological region of volcanic origin, naturally carbonated at the source with a high mineral content and a good source of calcium and magnesium. It's natural and refreshingly neutral taste. This is from Germany. This is a product of Germany, Gerolsteiner. Love that shit. Tri-tip, 0.6 pounds of tri-tip. I'm happy with it. It's a great lunch. It's like a snack food. And then an apple with cashew butter. Literally can't get a better, more barbaric meal than this. Okay, so I will say this. I was cutting it the wrong direction, which I knew I was, that you're supposed to go against the grain. Because if you go with the grain, like basically, you can't really see it from here, but these are muscle like striations. Like these are all separate muscle fibers. And so you want to cut 90 degrees to whichever direction the muscle fibers are running. Because if you cut them, like if you cut with the grain, you just get very long and stringy pieces of muscle. Whereas if you cut against it, you get something that looks like this, you know? And you can see in there that we got all these muscle fibers and they're cross-cut. When the muscle fibers get cross-cut like that, that's more tender. And so, but my knife is dull, so I didn't want to do that. But then I was like, screw it, I'll just hack through this thing anyway. Once I cut it diagonal to the grain, or whatever the fuck the correct term is, I cut it differently. Okay, cut it the correct way, a lot more tender. So I had a good lift at the gym with my buddy Leo today. We were able to hit some back and some arms, you know, just kind of nice little time to chill out with him. Little quick early morning birthday gift to him, you know. I went to Hot Rise Cafe afterwards. I've been meaning to go there for a while. It's just a quick stop along the way as I go home from Merrimack. You know, the gym's in Merrimack and Hot Rise is right down the street, so I grabbed myself a decaf tea. It's a beautiful little spot. They got a nice little library section in there. A lot of people. Tried to take a couple photos while I was in there. You try not to creep on people too hard and take like lifestyle photos of them, but sometimes, you know, there was just this group of old people sitting in front of a bookshelf, and the room was all hazy because they had burnt food, and so there was like smoke in the air and there was light pouring through the window, and they're just like old fellas just, you know, having a good old coffee in the morning. I just thought it was charming, so I had to sneak a picture. I kind of snuck around the room, sat in the corner, and I was like, and then boom, I dipped out of there. You know, man, I'm happy whenever I take cool lifestyle photos like that. Like, it just makes me super happy. And so I went home, and you know, here I am now, just hanging out. Got work later tonight, and I went upstairs and I took a shower. And while I was in the shower, I began to question. Just came up to me very randomly, and I thought, we all live on Earth. This Earth is a sphere. We live on this rock, and when you zoom out far enough, you stop seeing the mountains and the valleys on Earth. You stop seeing it for all of its differences, but you see it as one. You see the Earth as just a sphere. And it doesn't matter about the 8 billion humans that are on there and all the other countless amounts of wildlife and such. You just begin to see it all as one interconnected ball, and you begin to question, how did this all get here? How did we all get this far? It's because we are one, but I feel like sometimes lately there's so much that divides us, and I feel like there's so much distance between us all. And so I asked myself this, while I was in the shower, just having a really deep shower thought, we truly might have more in common than we do have apart. We all laugh in the same language. We cry in the same language. We get out of breath. We sweat in the same language. We experience joys, sorrows. We experience all of these similarly. And though there might be borders, there might be boundaries, there might be different governments and languages and cultures, when you look someone in the eyes, it's a human. And you see them, and you don't see them for that background necessarily, but you see them for just who they are presently in front of you. And it just made me really question today, maybe life is just this one interconnected, intertwined, big blob, and maybe it knows what it needs and where it needs you to be better than you may ever know for yourself. And I question this because I've tried to talk to this lately with people, but I feel like I can feel friction better in life. And I understand that if I go in the direction of my dreams, shit might not always be easy. I talked about that this morning, but I also contemplate too that sometimes you feel friction, whether it's with a relationship or it's with doing something, and other times it just happens and it flows along. And I question that friction lately. I feel that a lot. And it's not that I feel friction, but I feel that my feelings feel whether or not that friction is present. And so with just going through life lately, I just question if Earth knows what it needs and somehow it kind of guides you within and around itself. And sometimes when you go the wrong way, you feel that friction, and that's your gut feeling, that's your instincts, and that's your intuition just saying, don't do that. But then other times, shit just happens really quick. Boom, 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 boom. You just move into the next segment of your life super fast, or you get into a relationship, or it's just anything could happen. And you know that feeling where it's like, you kind of tilt your head back. You say, what the fuck? This all happened so quick. How'd I get here? That's what I mean. There was no friction there. Whereas, sometimes you might be trying to talk to somebody, or you might be trying to do something, and it's just all a fucking uphill battle. And that's okay. You can have it either way, but it's just, it's such an interesting thing for me to contemplate that maybe life, like the ether, the magical essence of this planet knows, maybe it doesn't know who you are yet, but it knows where it might need you and what you could become. It's a very trippy thing to think about. And I don't necessarily think that I'm saying it all too clearly, but I contemplate that maybe this really is just a collective conscience, and maybe understanding more clearly in life would be to lose control and to release the grip on what you think understanding is. And maybe in that leap of faith, in that trust fall, instead of finding, you would be shown more than you could ever have imagined.